Today we're going to be creating a vector group of ninjas, and so go ahead and go to File, New, and make sure that your units are points, and we're going to create a 1000 by 600 points. So make sure that width is 1000 and height is 600, and make sure you're in points, and then click OK. Okay. The first thing that we're going to do is create the head of this ninja, and what I want to do is make sure that white is my fill and then black stroke is my is activated here. So if you don't have white, you can just click here and make sure that you have white selected, or you can double click it and choose white. And then for your stroke you can do the same thing, double click, put it on black, and then click OK. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is click down on my rectangle tool and hold that down until I come to the ellipse tool. Now with all these drawing tools, you can draw a ellipse just by clicking and dragging, and you can make it any shape that you want. I'm going to go to Edit, Undo. Or you can also just click one time and then you can tell what the width and the height of it you want it to be. Now for this ellipse, I'm going to make it 100 by 100, so just type 100 and 100 and click OK. And this is going to be the head of our ninja. So let's go ahead and change some characteristics of this. Oops. I accidentally double clicked it, and that means that I went into it. If you did double click it, just go back to layer 1. Okay, I'm going to move this over here. And I'm going to go to the appearance, which is this button right here. To change the appearance of this. You can also go to Window, Appearance, if you don't have that up right there. And so for my appearance, I'm going to change the fill and add actually another stroke to this. The stroke is the outer color of this. So my fill, I'm going to click on it one time, and then I'm going to hold Shift and click on it one more time. And it's going to bring up the CMYK color pattern here. And with this, you can put in values for C, M, Y, and K, and these are represented here. The blues, the purples, the yellows, the blacks. And you can scroll them and make them different colors like this. And then it changes the fill. Or we can manually put in the numbers. For our numbers, we're going to put 0, 0, 0, and 93. Then hit enter. So now we got this dark gray that we're going to make this. For our stroke, we're going to make it 3-point size, so just click on the 1 point, and you can either scroll up by hitting these arrows, or you can just highlight it and put 3. And we're also going to change the characteristics of this stroke, so click the stroke here, and you see right here it says align stroke to center. That means that it's going to equally go inside and outside 3 points. Or we can also go inside. If I do inside, the stroke goes on the inside of the circle, and if I click out, then the stroke will go on the outside of the circle. And this is the one we want, outside. So align stroke to outside. And then I'm going to come up here to my appearance top right corner, this button right here, and I'm going to say add new stroke. This stroke we also want to be 3 points. And the color, I'm going to hold Shift and click on this color here, and I'm going to make it 0, 0, 0, and 89. And I'm also going to click the stroke here, and I'm going to put it on the inside. So now this is what we have. We've got a dark circle here, and a lighter inner circle here, and then we've got our fill. This is how yours should look now. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is add the hole in the ninja's mask and the eyes. And so I'm going to make the hole in the ninja's mask first. So I'm going to go back to my ellipse tool, and I'm going to click once. And I'm going to make it 65 by 65. There we have it. And I'm going to change my fill here. Oh, actually, let me do something else. I'm going to make one more ellipse. So I'm going to click up here, and I'm going to make it 100 by 65. Okay, and I'm going to move this so that it's over the top of the circle here, and I'm just going to make sure that they are aligned with each other. So I'm going to highlight these two, and I'm going to go to Window, Align, and you can align these in a whole bunch of different ways. We can make them align vertically like this, horizontally I mean, but I don't want to align them horizontally. I want to make sure that they're aligned vertically, which is this one right here. So I'm going to highlight them both, align them vertically. They actually already were aligned, but if this one was over here, for example, and I highlighted both of these, I could align them vertically this way. And I also want this shape to cut down the middle of this other shape. So I actually want to move it over the top until the bottom of the ellipse here is pretty much in the middle of the circle here. So yours should look something like this. Alright, I'm going to highlight both of these, and I'm going to go to Pathfinder, which is right next to Align, and you can find Pathfinder under Window, Pathfinder. And I'm going to hit Pathfinder, and I'm going to click on this, minus front. Now, make sure that this one is on top of this one. If it's not on top, you can right click it and go to Arrange, and then you can say Bring to Front. Mine is on top though, because you can see the stroke here. So you highlight both of these, and I'm just going to say minus front, and this is going to be the opening of our mask. I'm going to do something else with this. First of all, I'm going to put this right next to the head here, and I'm going to use my my zoom tool, my little magnifying glass, and I'm just going to draw a box around my objects like this so I can see them closer. Okay, so with this shape right here, we're going to change the fill and the strokes on this. So I'm going to click on this fill, then I'm going to hold Shift and click on it one more time. Now the fill for this is going to be 4, 32, 46, 5. Hit enter. So it's going to give us this fleshy kind of color. And we're also going to go for our stroke. I'm going to make it 2 points. And our first stroke, the outer one, the color, hold Shift. The color we want it to be for the out is going to be 100% on the bottom here. And 0, 0, 0 on the top. So this CM and Y are going to be 0, and this one's going to be 100. So go ahead and hit enter for that. And we're also going to put this stroke on the outside. So choose the outside for the stroke. And then I'm also going to add another stroke. So go ahead and click on this little button here on the top of the appearance box and say add new stroke. This is also going to be 2 points. The color, hold Shift, and the color is going to be 6, 52, 52, 45, and 42. Hit enter. And we're going to put this stroke on the inside. Okay, so there's going to be the top of our mask. And I'm also going to make the eyes at this time. So I'm just going to click my ellipse tool again. I'm going to choose no stroke here. So I'm just going to click on my stroke and go to no stroke, which is this little slash. And then I'm also going to go to this fleshy color that we just created. Double click it and just move this down to black so that it's a black color. And then I'm going to click once. And for my eyes, I'm just going to do a 6 by 6. Click OK. There's one eye. Now we can go ahead and hit the ellipse tool again and recreate one, or I can just click on this one, hold the Option or the Alt key, Option on a Mac, Alt on a PC, and just drag over like this, and we got 2 eyes now. And I'm just going to highlight both of them and move them down to the top of my mask. And I'm just going to move them into the place where it looks like the eyes should be. Yep, just like that. I can click one and hold Shift and click the other, and I can go to my Pathfinder, or my Align, sorry, and I'm going to align these horizontally. They already are, so that's good. Just make yours in the place where eyes should belong. Now I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to right click it, and I'm going to arrange it and bring it to the front, just to make sure that it's over the top of this one. Then I'm going to highlight it again and move this on top of my old circle here. And you'll see that this automatically locks on. There's a little green line that will lock onto the center here. And I want it to be not centered, but I don't want it to be right in the center of the circle. I want it to be centered but pulled down just a little bit like that. And there was our ninja head. Okay, so we're done with this head, and so what I want to do is just highlight it, and I'm going to go to Object, Group, and that just makes it so that if I click on any part of this, everything will be selected. All of our ninjas are going to share the same head, and so that's why I did all the coloring for it already. But we're going to make a body for him, and the body we're going to modify a couple times, so we want to keep a copy of it that doesn't have all the coloring changes. So what I'm going to do is just choose for my fill here, I'm going to choose white, and for my stroke I'm going to use black, and I'm going to make the stroke 3 points, and I'm going to go to my rectangle tool, and I'm going to click once, and for the body I want it to be 70 by 70, so I'll just make it 70 and 70. This is going to be the body of our little ninja dude, and I'm going to make the arms too, so click on the rectangle and hold it down, and we want a rounded rectangle for the arms and the legs. So go ahead and choose rounded rectangle tool, and I'm just going to click off to the side here, and for the arms and legs we're going to make it 27 by 50, and corner radius of 12 is great, so click OK. That's one arm, and we can duplicate them. So you can either draw them over and over again with the rounded rectangle, or I can just click on it and hold Alt or Option and move them so that there's 4. Okay, so these are going to be our arms and legs, and for the arms, if I click on this arm, these little handlebars pop up here. If I just go up to one of the corners just on the outside, you'll see that your cursor will turn into a curved arrow. You can take that and rotate it around, and so you can make the arms however you want them to be, like this. And so I'm just going to move mine like this and move my legs down to where the legs go usually. And you can line them up like that. Alright, so there's one of our bodies with the arms and the legs. What I want to do is just highlight all of that, and I'm going to hold, actually I'm going to choose my zoom tool and hold the Option or Alt key, and I'm going to unzoom out of this. And I'm going to take my selection tool. This is still selected. If not, you can just draw a box around everything again. I'm going to hold Option, and I'm going to move or make 4 of these. Whoops. So hold Option, make another one, and one more. These are going to be our 4 ninja bodies, but we're going to modify all of these, and so I want to keep a fresh body just in case I mess up on one of these, so I'm just going to pull one of these off the screen just to keep it there so that we can modify it later. Okay, so now we're ready to put the ninja bodies into different poses, and so this is going to be, this one I'm just going to keep as is, and so if you like the way that this looks just as it is, you can highlight it, and under our Pathfinder, if you come over to this button right here, which joins shapes together, it says Unite. If I click on that, then you'll see that the body has all turned into one united piece. But I do notice that the legs are popped out a little bit here. I'm going to go back to Edit and undo Add, and I'm going to use my selection tool and select one of the legs and just use my arrow key and push it into the right twice so that it just lines up, because I just want those legs to line up with the body. Oh, that one's a little too far over. I can see right here that it's not really on there completely. I'm going to hold Alt and back up a little bit here. So I went a little too far with that. I'm going to use my arrow key and just nudge this leg back over one to the right. There we go. Now I'm going to highlight everything, and I'm going to join these together, and now I've got this unifying body.